Welcome to Just Wing It with Blake and Jamie. Happy New Year, everyone. Hi, Paprika. Thanks for coming in. I hope you're having a great New Year. Happy New Year, Dee Dee. Thanks for coming in. Still trying to wrap your head around everything? Yeah. Oh, it's okay, Dee Dee. I appreciate it. Anytime. Hi, Ken. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Just waiting on Blake. Before you have to go, Dee Dee, did you watch Forrest Gump? Did you like it? Yeah. Yeah, it's a good movie. A little long. They could have cut it shorter, but 4 stars. What part do you like the best? Hi, Mellow Yellow. Aw, I hope you're feeling better. But thank you for thinking of me. I hope you had good care at least. Yes, run, Forrest, run. I've used that line so many times. Hi, Dee Dee. Thanks for coming in. And life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Oh, good. I'm glad. It makes me sad when people tell me that they don't get good care at the hospital. I know Blake should be coming in soon. So, what did everyone eat tonight while we're waiting on Blake? I had um a bowl of cereal from this morning from breakfast. Hi, Blake.
Hello,
How are
hello,
you?
hello. How y'all doing?
Oh, good, good. Just asking in the chat what they had for dinner. Dee Dee had some leftovers.
We had McDonald's. We kept it simple.
Mc-
What about you? What did you have? Uh-oh. I think she froze up on us. Is it me? It might be me.
Okay. I think sometimes my Wi-Fi at the hotel doesn't do good. But yeah, I had cereal from this morning.
Is that better?
Yep, much better.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Good, good.
Paprika
We're here.
had egg rolls. Mellow Yellow had mushroom spinach pizza.
I don't know about that.
Hey, I that sounds good. I like spinach and mushrooms.
I don't like spinach like cooked. Ugh, no. It's got to be like in a like a salad kind of spinach, you know?
No,
Like
I
uncooked.
I love spinach,
No,
no
no,
matter
no, no,
what.
no.
Alyssa, thanks for coming in.
Hello,
Yeah,
Alyssa. Thank you. Thank you.
I guess Lily made hamburger helper, but it's a Philly cheesesteak hamburger helper. I think it was. Ken said she cooked, and I'm like, I'm so jealous as I'm eating like some cereal over here in the hotel. um, but
I don't mind cereal. I could eat cereal like on a regular basis.
it was Fruit Loops, so not bad.
I like Fruit Loops,
What'd you
but
have at McDonald's?
I had the Big Mac, and usually I get a side of like six little chicken nuggets with it too, but they didn't give us my chicken nuggets, so I only got the Big Mac and
Well, that's when
fries.
you call them and say, "Give me my nuggets."
Well, I wasn't too worried about it. Natalie went and got it for me and everything, so I was grateful. And she was trying to go back, and I was like, "No, I'm okay. It's okay. I'll be fine." But
And Mellow Yellow says, "Are you one of those pineapple pizza guys, Blake?" I love pineapple pizza,
no, no,
actually.
no, no. I'm not even a pineapple pizza guy. I like bacon
But
and chicken, and then uh, drizzle some barbecue sauce over the top of it. Ooh, man,
well,
it's so
that sounds
good.
good too. But I do like Hawaiian pizza with ham and the pineapple and everything. Oh, some
Nah,
yeah,
I'm good on that. I couldn't do that.
yeah, yeah. Alyssa's got a nugget. She has a pet chicken that lives in my house.
Oh God.
Yeah, she's crazy. Paprika says, "Yeah, you always have to check your order before you leave." Yes, you do. Oh, your husband likes pineapple? I love pineapple pizza too.
Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm.
Mm,
Not me. I'm good.
I love I love pineapple. So, what did before we get into the movie, any updates with your cuz I know I saw on Facebook or something you added some stuff to your room, your man
Oh
cave?
yeah, yeah. Look, check it out. I don't know if you guys can really see it that well, but I got this new display in here. This whole thing. It was at my neighbor's
Wow.
house in her front yard for free. And I was like,
Wow.
"Oh, okay. All right, I'll take that." So I just moved some stuff up here, some cards, and I put my alcoholic beverages down here. It's nice. I like
You
it a
know,
lot.
I don't think you have any room for anything else, Blake.
Well, that's the point, you know. Hopefully, at some point, this place will be so full that you can't even, you can barely even walk through it, you know. So, but
Are you
anyway,
are,
go ahead.
are you cold? Are you cold?
I am. I am cold today. I'm very cold
It's
today.
you're in Texas. How are you cold?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it it's like T so the weather here, it's almost desert-like. It's really, really cold at night, and then during the day, it gets nice and warm, you know? So it gives you the hot chills. You get sick real easy over here. It, that's just what it is. You
Yeah,
get real, your sinus. You got to have some strong sinuses to be out here.
Kenny's actually been really sick for the last like 6 days, and he finally went to the urgent care, and he has influenza A, and his ear was just like killing him, so he had to go back today and get some meds for like the drops for his ears. So
Uh,
it's
And I've been
it's
having this
bad
pain in
this
my
year.
stomach recently. Like it's not
Oh
bad, but it hurts. I need to go to the doctor too. Mm,
yeah, yeah.
But
Oh, Iris says hi, Nana. Oh, hi, hi, Iris. But
thank you for
yeah,
coming in.
yes. But yeah, you need to get it. The flu is going bad, going around really bad this year. It like the
Hmm.
ERs are like so swamped and backed up. I mean, it's just like influx in hospitals everywhere with flu and not not even really COVID, which is weird. It's like more flu and RSV. Oh, you were septic, Melody? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's you have to get to the hospital fast when you get sepsis, you know, so
Yeah,
they
that's
can
what
give
I'm
you
worried about. I
antibiotics.
think that might be me. I need to get
Well,
something checked out, I think, because
you better, Blake. You don't want to let it
yeah,
brew. My Ken's cousin actually died of sepsis a few years ago, and he was 43. So
uh,
when he died, I think, and yeah, he was diabetic. He had a cut on his leg, and he just, he was on antibiotics, but they weren't working. And being a guy and being stubborn, he waited too long, and he went to the hospital, coded, and died.
mm.
So yeah, you
Yeah,
can't let.
that's terrible. I need to go get checked out. It's about that time. It's been a while since I've had a checkup, so
Yeah. So go get checked. don't don't let it brew.
yeah,
But yeah, so it's going around bad, you guys, this year, and I don't think the flu shot is as effective this year. So make sure you I mean still get it if you are immunocompromised, but um definitely a lot of hygiene, that's for sure. So,
yeah.
but
You got to
all right.
stay washing your hands and stay clean, everybody.
On a good note, what did everyone think about Forrest Gump, and what do you rate it on a scale 1 to 4, with 4 being the best?
Well, so before I rate it, I want to put the significance behind this movie. One, it was a movie targeted at a specific audience and at a corner in time. Uh, Baby boomers. This was a movie specifically for everything that has happened throughout their life, and it was a lot, and I love how they just took Forrest Gump and they put him into situations that ultimately were, you know, changing moments, changing moments in America. Like he was out there, integration in the school. Um, he called in the Watergate, like that's one of my favorite. The flashlights across the way, they're keeping me awake. I love that. All because little Forrest he couldn't sleep. And it's funny because he went and met Nixon and he's the one who put him in that hotel.
Well,
So
yeah, and I like how Paprika and Ken give it a 3. I think I give it a 3.5, and the only reason I give it a 3.5 is because it was so long. They could have reduced it a little bit.
no, I loved it so much. This is one of those movies that I give the pass on the long movie because it reminds me of my childhood. It's just one of those movies that I watched a lot as a kid. It was in our DVD collection that when we would put them on whenever we couldn't, like if cable wasn't working or something wasn't working. We had always had the DVD player, and I would watch movies on a loop, like constantly on a loop, just because that's what I did. And I remember being a little kid and uh, whenever I wanted to be a soldier, like rewinding the war scenes over and over and over, just watching and pretending I was in it and stuff like that. That's just how I don't know. That's how I grew up as a kid, and it's a movie that's really sentimental to me. So I like it a lot. I find myself like Gump all the time. I
Yeah,
do.
you
Poor
know, it's
guy.
I love the part when Jenny's in the car um doing stuff with her boyfriend, and he goes over and he starts punching him because he thinks he's like beating her up or something. He doesn't understand
Yeah,
what they're doing.
that was but you could hear her in the background. She was like, "Ow, that hurts." Like you could hear her a little faintly, and so like that alarmed him, I guess. And uh, but my favorite, we'll get to quotes in a minute. I don't
Yeah,
want to
poor
get off
Jenny.
topic. No, but uh, it's just I think that this is your movie for a quick American
His,
history lesson of
yeah,
the
that's true.
1900s, of the late 1900s. So that's just I loved it. I loved it. It's a great
Yeah.
movie.
I never caught that it was more of a history lesson, and he just happened to be at every like historical event.
Yeah,
You know, like
it was great.
when
All he
drawing a
was
blank,
doing
the
whenever he was in
presidents got
DC,
shot. Yeah, when
whenever he was in DC, uh uh he was just right just taking pictures, walking by, and they grabbed him, and he told his story to hundreds of thousands of people, and sees Jenny. Like, I mean, just the storylining, I love it. It's great. It's like this is their reconnection. They get together and see each other for the first time since he's been back from Vietnam, and it was great. I loved it.
yeah, it
I
was a
mean,
good movie.
the Jenny is the real villain of this whole movie, honestly. Like I cannot. Oh my boy, Forrest, man,
Yeah, yeah,
you like the famous words of Uncle Willie from Friday. You can't turn no hoe into no housewife. That's
yeah.
just I cannot stand how she did Forrest the whole time. She should have left him a long time ago.
Well, but I I think she was good for him though because he didn't have any other friends and nobody. Well, I mean, other than
Come
I mean, he had
on.
well, he had Lieutenant Dan and all them, but like Jenny, like really understood him, and his quirkiness, and
I
I think that's why she was good for him.
Yes, but she was also harmful to him because if you think about I mean, she told him once that he didn't even know what love was, and then the conversation later on, whenever he asked her to marry him, and she said, "You don't want to marry me," and he said, "Why don't you love me, Jenny?" He said, I may not be a smart man, but I know what love is."
Yeah.
And she just he walks away from her, and she doesn't uh, she has sex with him and then leaves him the next day. That's so messed up. Like, and then he runs for 3 years. That's so messed up. Come on. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel so bad for Forrest because he was just in a lost place after all this amazing things he ever did. And he comes to, eh, he still has feelings. He still has feelings, and you finally, I think that's the thing you notice about the whole movie is you don't notice hardly any emotion out of Forrest the entire time except happiness here and there and disgruntled. I guess most of the time he has the same expression on his face no matter what he's doing, and uh, I at the end you finally see him cry and how much he loved Jenny so much. He loved her. That was all. That was his world. And I know how he feels. I know how he felt.
Kind of like Ken. He never shows emotions. Once in a while, you'll see him crack an emotion, but not very often.
No, I'm gonna let you know how I feel. You'll see it one way or another. Because too many people like to take advantage of the little guy. And
Mela says, "Now I want a box of chocolates." Yes, I
yeah,
I am actually getting a sweet tooth too, but there's not much in my hotel room,
yeah.
unfortunately.
And there's a lot of honor in his character and good. It's just a it's a person's characteristic traits that you would be willing to replicate yourself, even though he's a simpleton. He the personality and the person that he is genuine and it's good. Like uh, I think
But you know,
I
they
don't
could
know.
have.
I just I he gave his mother, or he gave Bubba's mother all that money, even though he didn't have to.
No.
A lot of it.
But the other thing I did not like about the movie is they could have made it a little different. Like at the beginning, he's sitting on the bench telling the story to this lady. Obviously, she's not paying attention. She's reading her book.
Uh
And
huh.
then she just gets on the bus and then he keeps going with the story with someone new. He could have like it could have been set where like someone's actually listening to him and listening to the whole story, not like bits and pieces. Every person comes and listens to a part of the story because that
Well,
doesn't make sense.
I, 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 I get. If you want to look at that way, I guess you could. But I think if you're trying to tap into uh Forrest's mind, he just there a new person comes along and he just continuously tells the story as the people, because as someone comes along there's another person there to replace that other one already. Every single time there's already somebody else listening to the story, that at least a portion of it that he's already told. So he just continues to tell it, and I'm sure he told this story probably in 30 minutes maybe. I would like to know the runtime of him actually sitting at the bench, and to know how much of the movie was really there. So,
I think it was
like,
the full 3 hours because he's telling the whole
no.
entire story. Because at the beginning, you see him get the feather and put it in there,
No,
put
there's a
in
lot
his.
of dramatization of his story. Like, I mean, he wasn't narrating the entire time, you know. I think
Uh,
if you just compress the narration of his story and all that, that could probably tell you how long he's been sitting there.
yeah, that's true. But that part, I'm like the. I mean, I get it because, like, when the one lady finally gets on the bus and sh- she's like, "Oh, I was," when he was telling the story about the president's getting shot or whatever, and she's like, "Yeah, I remember that or whatever," and then that's when he, I guess, continued on with the story from there. So I guess it was a good leeway.
Right. I think that he was, I don't know. It's not that he was really lost, but any opportunity that came to him to see Jenny, he was willing to do it. And
Yeah. Well, at least he got a kid out of it.
yeah, he did. He did. And I want to know, why did she leave? Why did she do that to him for those? Why did she not want to raise the boy with him? That's the part where it could have
Well,
been compressed.
she
She could
died.
have. No, I understand that, but look, that right there before he goes, he wouldn't have ran. The boy would have never ran for 3 years if she stayed and married him. He was lost. That's the part
Yeah.
of the movie that you could have totally written out if she had have just accepted his marriage. She found out that, like, he did a little montage and found out that she was pregnant, but you know, you find out about her having AIDS somehow and she dies. And you can end the movie the exact same way, but just get rid of the all the running, and he probably would have never even told the story at the bench. He wouldn't have,
Well,
because they would have been together, you
yeah. See,
know?
so then there wouldn't have been no, and he wouldn't have had all those experiences at running for 3 years.
Yeah, he all the stuff that, like, the shit happens bumper sticker. the smiley face for the Walmart. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, he did find a lot of stuff. That is
So
true.
that part could have happened, but I wish they didn't put the AIDS part in and kill her off. I
But
wish they didn't do that.
that is a super realistic thing of the time. That
Well,
that
yeah,
is that
but
is so. I
they
mean,
could have given AIDS to somebody else, not
who?
Jenny. I don't know. but okay, then how did she have AIDS and die but didn't give it to Forrest?
Well, that happens all the time. Easy E's wife didn't contract it from him, and nor did his son. I mean, that happens. It just
Well,
sometimes
I
you do,
know.
sometimes you don't. And
Uh
uh,
yeah,
I think that poor Forrest, man, he just she said she even told him, like, I had him look, he's perfectly fine and he's healthy, and but poor guy. But those are just Jenny's consequences for the decisions that she made in her life.
yeah, but
And
look at her childhood and how she grew up with her dad.
I know, oh no, I know, but she had her blanket with Forrest. That was her comfort
Yeah,
zone, I guess. And she, why did she leave that if she was so traumatized? I don't understand. He was
yeah,
never bad to her ever once in the entire thing.
yeah. I think I don't know what's. I think because he was her comfort, but her childhood, like I think based off her childhood, she wanted that lifestyle, but then she knew that she could always come back to Forrest because Forrest would always be there for her.
Isn't that wrong? Wouldn't you say that that's
Well,
not okay? That you
well,
can't,
it's not
she used the
nice,
poor
but
feller.
yeah, yeah, she did, but she also did a lot for him. I mean, look at like she always took up for him in school when he was getting bullied, when he had rocks thrown at him and stuff. And
Yeah,
she's like, "Run,
I don't.
Forrest, run!"
Maybe so. I think it probably stems more, like you said, from her background with her father and the sexual abuse that she suffered from him,
Yeah,
and that probably mentally made her distort and, I don't know,
yeah,
disassociate the good from the, I don't
yeah.
know, from what she
A
really
lot of
wanted.
people when they have a rough childhood, you can either some people can't cope with it, and some people can, even if they get help. Um, and they make decisions based off of how they can cope. Like Ken
Right.
had a rough childhood, not anything like that, not obviously sexual, but his dad was he liked he liked women, and that's why he has multiple kids from multiple you know
He had
women.
ladies. He had lady
Yes,
friends.
yes, and because of that, Ken didn't. And then his stepdad was um, not not the greatest to him, and so whenever I got pregnant, Ken was like, "We're getting married. We're not having a bastard child," and he wanted to be there for his kids because
Yeah.
um. Hey Ken, Tanya keeps trying to call me, and can you call her and make sure everything's okay? Hi Tamika, thanks for coming in and happy new year.
Happy New Year. It's been a
Oh,
good
and now
episode.
she just texted me, can you call me? Will you call her, Ken? Tell her I'm on the live. My my sister is like blowing up my phone. I don't know why. I hope everything's okay.
If you need to go, let me know.
Well, I'll have Ken call her, and then if I need to go, I need to go.
Let's see. I'm trying to type my iPad is running super slow, so bear with me.
Oh, she just said please.
If you need to go, let me know.
We'll see what Ken says. That does make me nervous because my sister doesn't call me.
Okay. Um, you ready for IMDb? Oh,
Oh,
wait, we didn't even do rating. Sorry. I this is a 4. This is my childhood. I love it.
hold on, Blake.
Okay. Let's see, what is it today? How's your day going, Tamika?
Okay, I had to text Ken her number. Hi, Prince Daniel. Thanks for coming in.
Hello, hello.
All right, do you have the IMDb up?
I do. Yes, I do. This movie's honestly, it's not that long. It's only 2.5 hours. It's not like
Wasn't it
some.
like wasn't it like 2:45?
No, two
Almost three.
hours. It's a 2 hour and 22 minute runtime.
Oh, I thought it was like almost three.
It just goes through a lot of time and it makes it feel like it was long. But uh,
Yes, Happy New Year, Prince. And Mellow Yellow says I can do four. I appreciate the movie, but I love horror. See, I can only do horror with if I'm with Ken.
really, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that I don't know. Horrors to me are fanciful. I think I like horror movies as in the sense of a true story that's more like suspenseful, something that's actually happened, and that scares me. Stuff like that really scares me. Uh, I consider those horror movies most true stories because they're scary. But anyway, this is 1994, so the year my sister was born.
Oh,
Yeah. Robin Wright. This isn't this her biggest movie that you can think of?
is that the is that Jenny?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the only movie I know of her from.
Is this Tom Hanks Apex? Is this the
Um, I think this probably kind of this obviously
s-
helped his career,
I
but
think
I don't
this is
know.
what
Big,
catapulted him into superstardom.
yeah. I mean, he did really well in Big, and I think Big was before,
Hmm.
and um, and that probably like really like got him looked at. But I think this movie was like really boosted his career. But I don't know if it was like the ultimate thing because he had Big and he had some other A League of Their Own. Was that before this or after?
Uh, I want to say that that was before this, like a year maybe or two.
Yeah, so I think that really helped. So, but I think this was a big. I think it showed that he could do other things, like multiple things, because and then he went to do Saving Private Ryan and all these other stuff.
How many people have actually done this? Like played a man with an IQ of 75. I
Yeah,
mean, and pulled it off and made it a really good movie.
yeah,
You would think it would be disastrous. You hear it on paper and it sounds terrible. You watch it and it's awesome.
yeah.
It's
He did a
awesome.
great job.
Here, I'll give you this is the quick storyline for it. Forrest Gump is a simple man with a low IQ but good intentions. He is running through childhood with his best and only friend Jenny. His mama teaches him the ways of life and leaves him to choose his destiny. Forrest joins the Army for service in Vietnam, finding new friends called Dan and Bubba. He wins medals, creates a famous shrimp fishing fleet, inspires people to jog, starts a ping pong craze, creates the smiley, writes bumper stickers and songs, donates to people and meets the president several times. However, this is all irrelevant to Forrest, who can only think of his childhood sweetheart Jenny, who has messed up her life. Although in the end all excuse me. Although in the end all he wants to prove is that anyone can love anyone.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yes, it is. All right, quotes. Other than life is like a box of chocolates, you never know what you're gonna get.
Oh, yeah, we got to do quotes.
And run, Forrest, run. The two famous one of the two famous lines.
All right. Huh. Do you ever dream, Forrest, about who you're gonna be? Who I'm gonna be? Yeah. Aren't I gonna be me?
Yeah, I remember that part.
Yeah, that's a good one. My favorite line of this and my favorite quote, I say it all the time. um, thought I'd try out my sea legs, but you ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah.
I had run for 3 years, 2 months, 14 days, and 16 hours. Quiet, quiet. He's going to say something. I'm pretty tired. I think I'll go home now. Oh, that's funny.
What does AFK mean, Mela?
Away from keyboard.
Oh, thank you, you youngin.
um, Jenny asked him, "Were you scared in Vietnam?" Yes. Well, I don't know. Sometimes it would stop raining long enough for the stars to come out, and then it was nice. It was like just before the sun goes to bed down on the bayou. There was always a million sparkles on the water, like that mountain lake. It was so clear, Jenny. It looked like there were two skies, one on top of the other. And then in the desert, when the sun comes up, I couldn't tell where the heavens stopped and the earth began. It's so beautiful. And she said, I wish I could have been there with you. And he said, you were.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You know what, Paprika? I've never heard of bosom buddies. I'll have to look that up.
uh, if I'd have known this is the last time I was going to talk to Bubba, I would have thought of something better to say. Hey, Bubba. Hi, Forrest. Yeah,
Yeah, that's just true. But that's a good point. You never know when it's your last encounter with someone.
yeah. Have you found Jesus yet, Gump? I didn't know I was supposed to be looking for him, sir. That's funny. That's funny. Uh he was in the hotel room with him after the party, the New Year's party.
Ken,
uh
did you call Tanya? Is everything okay? Yeah, Ken says Gary Sinise played Dan and look at his role with veterans now. Yeah.
um you okay? Do you need to
Oh, I just asked Ken. I don't see anything yet. Paprika says it was a show where he dressed and dragged to live in an all-girl apartment with Peter Scolari. Oh, okay. Bosom buddies. Okay.
got a couple more. Um, his name's Forrest. Like me, I named him after his daddy. He got a daddy named Forrest too. You're his daddy, Forrest. Is he smart or is he like me?
But even
um,
though he played like, or they played that he was had a low IQ of 75, he actually was kind of smart, and look at all the accomplishments he
I
did.
wouldn't even say that I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't say that he was smart. I would say that he was well disciplined, well mannered. I think that, your values go further than your knowledge, your intelligence is what I think. If you're a good person, it will obviously take you farther than whoever thinks they're smarter than you.
That's true.
This is a good movie for people that are full of themselves. I'll tell you that much.
That is
But
true.
anyway, this is one of my favorite lines in the whole movie. Will you Forrest asked her, he said, "Will you marry me? I'd make a good husband, Jenny." She said, "You would, Forrest, but you won't marry me." And Jenny said, "You don't want to marry me." Forrest says, "Why don't you love me, Jenny?" Jenny doesn't respond. I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is. That's a good one. I love that one. Run,
Yeah,
Forrest, run.
yeah. The most famous, probably.
No, my mom always said life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. That's
Yeah, that's
that's it.
probably.
Yeah, but
I've used Run Forest Run a lot more though.
that's funny. I'm sorry I ruined your New Year's Eve party, Lieutenant Dan. She tastes like cigarettes. Oh yeah, we could go on and on. There's just a lot. I love this one. Mama always said dying was a part of life. I sure wish it wasn't.
Yeah, that's true.
Done drill, Sergeant. Gump, why'd you put that weapon together so quickly, Gump? You told
Because
me
you
to,
told
drill,
me so.
Sergeant.
I know, it's like, because you told me to. I was just thinking about that part too. When
Why did
that's
you put
funny.
that weapon together so quickly, Gump?
Because you told
if
me
it
to.
if it wouldn't be such a waste of a damn fine enlisted man, I'd recommend you for OCS. That's Officer Candidate School. Could you
Oh,
imagine him being an officer?
yeah.
He's, hey, you are going to be a general someday, Gump. Now, disassemble your weapon and continue. That's funny. Hello, my name's Forrest Gump. You want a chocolate? Yeah, there's a lot. I could go on and on and on.
It was a good one.
Yeah. Sometimes I guess there just aren't enough rocks.
But while he's doing this, everyone, think of a movie for next week.
Hold up, let's go over the sound. Let's do something that we haven't done yet. Okay? Let's go over the soundtrack of this movie. I want to hear the soundtrack. Or not, no, I mean just the movies that are in it.
Oh,
Lovesick Blues, Hound Dog, Rebel Rouser, Walk Right In, Sugar Shack. These are classic movies. Camelot, Hanky Panky, Blowing in the Wind, Against the Wind. You know that one. Fortunate Son, great song. Respect, Otis Redding. Let's see. Who else we got? All Along the Watchtower, Jimi Hendrix. They're great songs. California Dreamin', For What It's Worth. There's a lot. Jim Morrison, People Are Strange. Mrs. Robinson. Hey Joe, Let's Get Together. It's a long way from San Francisco. You know that song. I love it. This is one of the best soundtracks for a movie ever. Raindrops
Yeah.
keep falling on my head. Get down tonight. Free Bird. Sweet Home Alabama. Yeah, good music in that.
Yeah, maybe
What's
maybe Ken will get me some chocolate, Mella, for Valentine's.
Let me hold on. I didn't look at any of the um. Let's look at some of the trivia for it. When Forrest gets up to talk at the Vietnam rally in Washington, the microphone plug is pulled and you cannot hear him. According to Tom Hanks, he said, "Sometimes when people go to Vietnam, they go home to their mamas without any legs. Sometimes they don't go home at all. That's a bad thing." And that's all I have to say about that. Yeah. Um, when the studio imposed budget cuts, both directors Robert Zemeckis and star Tom Hanks waived a large part of their fee in exchange for percentage points, which ultimately netted Hanks in the region of $70 million. That is a awesome decision. He knew this movie was going to be huge. He knew
Wow.
it. That's a lot of money. Just in like what you make off of the movie. That's insane.
Yeah.
Mm. Um, when Forrest first learns to play ping pong in the infirmary, he is told the trick is to keep his eye on the ball at all times by another soldier. After that moment, whenever he is shown playing ping pong, he never blinks.
Wow.
I don't know. It's podcast time. Come in and say hi since you came in. Yeah, it's a lot, isn't
Hey.
it? She's watching. Okay. Hey, I want to ask you. Would you guys be like inclined to do like an episode or a season of a TV series?
uh, what do you
Like
mean?
one of my favorites is Breaking Bad. That's what she's been watching right now. And I've watched it a bunch of times. I don't know if you've seen it. You have to watch it if you haven't. Oh my
Mm-mm.
God, it's so good. So good. You need to do it. I'll talk to you about it after. Anyway, she's excited about that. It is a really, like, you just see how it got her. She said, "Why didn't you tell me how intense that was?" Yeah, that's funny.
Oh, Alyssa's
So that
watching Prison Break.
I heard that that's good. Right now, I am on AMC on Netflix. It's called The Terror. It's a true story about these two ships that ventured. They were looking for passage through the Arctics above Canada, and the water literally froze all around them that they were sailing on. It's pretty crazy. It's a pretty crazy story.
Wow.
But um, and then they got stranded out there and they had to like eat each other and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, um, let's keep going. That's funny though. I didn't realize that. If you ever watch, if it says if you see him playing ping pong, he's never blinks. That's funny.
Wow. Yeah.
Um, with every transition of Forrest's age, one thing remains the same. In the first scene of each transition, he wears a blue plaid shirt. Wow, I didn't notice that.
I didn't either. I didn't see it either, Mella. Breaking Bad.
Tom Hanks signed on to this film after an hour and a half of reading the script, but agreed to take the role only on the condition that the film was historically accurate. He initially wanted to ease Forrest's pronounced Southern accent, but was eventually persuaded by Robert Zemeckis to portray the heavy accent stressed in the novel, and he patterned his accent after Connor Michael Humphreys, who actually spoke that way. That's the young Forrest, the one that played the young kid. So he just imitated his voice off of that young boy's actual voice. That's pretty cool. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Let's see. Um, the girl in the school bus with the red hair is Tom Hanks' daughter.
Oh wow.
uh, the first boy in the school bus who refuses to let Forrest sit next to him is Robert Zemeckis' son. uh, Kurt Russell, uncredited as the voice of Elvis Presley. How about that?
Really?
Yeah, so
I
that
did
was
not
that
know
was
that.
Kurt Russell's voice that we heard.
Wow.
I like that. The line "My name is Forrest. People call me Forrest Gump" was ad-libbed by Tom Hanks while filming the scene, and director Robert Zemeckis liked it so much that he decided to keep it in. Mm. The actor who played the reporter on the scene where Tom Hanks visit Washington, D.C. after his tour in Vietnam was himself an actual tourist from Atlanta, Georgia. That's so cool. How about that? He happened to be on Capitol Hill that day with his wife, and he was asked to read. How about that?
Wow. That's
That's
cool.
so cool. um, During the ambush in Vietnam, the enemy is never actually seen. This led many combat veterans, especially Vietnam veterans, to rate this as one of the most accurate combat scenes in movie history. It was very sudden, the enemy isn't seen, and it happens very quickly.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, it happens pretty quick. Um, During the ping pong matches, there was no ball. It was entirely CGI animated to meet the actors' paddles. How about that? Lieutenant Dan's legs uh, were CGI'd off, so they had to do a lot of work to make his legs disappear.
Wow.
Due to the success of Lieutenant Dan's character, Gary Sines, I think that's how you say his last name,
I
has
think it's
formed a
the NES.
Sines, whatever, I don't know. I can't say it very well. He formed a foundation for injured war veterans, which raises up to 30 million per year and has 12 private jets, which they use to fly these veterans, plus many sick children to various locations around the world. That's
Wow.
awesome. Just to see what this movie did outside of it's amazing to me.
Yeah.
Mhm. We're coming up on our hour. Do you want to stop or do you
Let
want to
you
let's
can keep going, but
well, I'll let's just get our budget real quick and then we'll call it. If anybody, this is totally free for you to look at. Just go to imdb.com, type in Forrest Gump, and go to the trivia section, and you can look at there was like 90 other things I could have read off, so we could have been here for a whole nother hour. Nonetheless, it's good stuff. This is a great movie. I love it. The budget was 55 million and it grossed 333 million US and Canada. Opening weekend 24 million. So
wow.
almost made half of its money back that weekend. That's insane. Worldwide, it made 678 million dollars off of 55 million. That's like your 6 times your what you put into it. That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah. Great runtime. 2 hours, 22 minutes. It's got color and black and white. Awesome movie. Loved it. It was filmed in Chippewa Square, Savannah, Georgia, at that bus stop. Cool.
Really? I
Yeah.
didn't I didn't know that. So what does everyone want to watch for next week?
I don't know. I do not know. I told you once we do Pulp Fiction, I'm retiring.
So then we better not do Pulp Fiction then because we don't want you to retire.
No, I'm just kidding. No, but um, let's see. What is it? It's New Year. New things are going on. It doesn't really have to be in season. I don't know why we got so caught up now.
Oh,
um,
good night, Mela.
see ya.
I hope you feel better.
Um,
What movie does everyone want to watch next week?
hmm. What's something that we have not reviewed?
Um, let's see. It's still January. Um,
Have we done the Green Mile?
no, but that's another. I mean that's a great movie, but that's a Tom Hanks movie. Do we want to do back
Oh
Tom
no, we
Hanks?
don't want to do that. We don't want to do that.
I mean we can, but
Um, do you guys like Pirates of the Caribbean?
I'll
That's a
watch it.
rewatchable.
I'll watch it if you want. What about since you said Kurt Russell?
Okay, I
Deepwater
can go that way.
Horizon.
Love it.
Deepwater
Let's. You got me there. I'm cool with that. I'll vote for that. Deepwater Horizon is a true story about a oil rig that
exploded.
it exploded. Yeah, it blew out over the Gulf of Mexico, and this happened in 2012, right? Or no, 2009, something like that.
Yeah, it's been a while. Alyssa says incoming is funny, so or bad trip. So we have
Oh,
incoming,
that's.
bad trip, or Deepwater Horizon.
I say Deepwater Horizon.
What does the rest of the chat say?
That's a really good movie. I like historicals. We're getting into the true story stuff.
Paprika says she appreciates the deep dive.
Yes, me too. I appreciate that, Paprika. We need to uh for certain podcasts for movies that we know we're gonna go over like this one. We got to extend our time at least another 15, 30 minutes, something like that. Let's override. Let's do Deepwater Horizon. I'll meet you there. Let's do
Okay.
that one. Yeah.
All right. Since nobody else is um saying it, um sorry, Alyssa, you're overridden this time.
Override
We'll do Deepwater
seniority.
Horizon. Okay, since we didn't do trivia, we'll do the riddle of the night, and this is a future one, Paprika. So you'll end up getting it on my channel. I think this one is for Fridays. So I have keys but no locks. I have space but no room. You can enter but you can't go inside. What am I? I have keys, but no locks. I have space, but no room. You can enter, but you can't go inside. What am I?
A piano?
Close. You can enter, but you can't go inside. So, not a piano.
Huh.
Any guesses, Paprika or Tamika, if you're still on?
Computer?
Ooh,
Keyboard?
yes, keyboard. I was like, you're getting
Let's
so close.
go. Let's
It's
go.
very good.
Yeah.
Uh, all right. And any last words, Blake, for the
I
chat?
appreciate you guys helping out on our watch hours now. We will get there soon enough. I appreciate you guys staying loyal to the videos, to the chats. This is a great movie that we just did. I suggest you go back and check out the IMDb page because there's other good stuff. As soon as I get off here, I'm gonna go look at it myself. So I appreciate you guys for staying loyal to the chat. We'll see you next week for Deepwater Horizon.
Yes, and thank you, everyone. Remember, your interaction makes our lives much easier. And remember, you're all beautiful inside and out. Don't let anyone make you think differently. And the quote of the night comes from Louis Dudek. Art is anything people do with distinction. Great quote. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
See you guys. Take care.